Welcome. Thank you. Welcome to a very special edition of That Show Business, because 100 years ago, pictures started to move and the movies were born. Of course, 30 years ago, scenery started to move and Crossroads was born, but that's a different matter entirely. Tonight we're celebrating the movies, 100 years of the movies, and celebrating with us, preparing to display their knowledge of celluloid, are the Fred and Ginger of showbiz. We have Denise Welsh from Soldier Soldier, and Hotfoot from Ramsey Street Down Under is Bruce Samerson. Bruce is currently over here starring in Snow White in High Wycombe, where he's playing the 8th dwarf, Horny. Denise Welsh and Bruce Samerson. So, if they have knowledge of celluloid over there, over here we have knowledge of cellulite, and preparing to display that knowledge are the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid of showbiz, Brian Mosley, the Streets, Alf Roberts, and Paul O'Grady. Paul has left his alter ego, Lily Savage, behind in Prisoner in Cell Block H.
Well, I am Lily Savage, a social worker, Brian.
That's, of course, at the Queen's Theatre in London, Prisoner in Cell Block H, a musical which I have seen and which brings us right back to moving scenery. Actually, let's not talk about it.
But we move it deliberately, honestly. Well, it depends how many drinks the crew have had that night.
We have a century of movies to cover, but first of all, please welcome Paul O'Grady and Brian Mosley. And let's start by whizzing loads of movies past our team. Settle back and enjoy this at home. You can join in with the quiz at home, because there's a load of clips in here tonight. We start with Denise and Bruce, and we whistle through 60 years of music from movies. 3 films are coming up, all available on video. Watch and listen very The first clip you saw was Way Out West from 1937. Which song from it became a hit 38 years later?
Blue Ridge, on the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the Lonesome
Pine, yes! Good. Well done. Bruce is wondering where the hell he is.
He's down a Laurel haircut.
Let's consider The Lion King. You heard Pumbaa the Warthog and Timon the Meerkat singing. So a round of Call My Bluff coming up for you, because I've got my little bell here. Call My Bluff is an old English TV programme. Oh. The words are Hakuna Matata. Mm-hmm. Now, Hakuna Matata, are they a type of goat curry popular in East Africa? Kikuyu for a comfy sofa. Swahili for you have a kumquat stuck in your ear. Or something else. If so, what?
Oh. There's something else, but I can't exactly tell you what, because I don't know.
No, bonus point here? It's also a Liverpudlian expression, I think, as well.
What time's it open?
Yeah. I don't know. Is it something, hello, how are you? You're welcome.
Sort of. It's
down.
Swahili for a modern-day Australian expression. No worries.
Oh,
we knew that.
Hakuna
My
Matata.
brother and sister could tell you that, but I can't.
Back to the biggest box office music of all time then. Let's go to the Sound of Music. You saw a clip there. Everybody knows the songs, but you will earn 2 points for singing the titles of 3 of them.
Do, a dear, a female dear.
Ray, a drop of golden sun.
That's, well, okay, do, re, mi, yeah, that's one.
I am 16, going on 17.
You're pulling my leg.
And the other
Oh, sorry, that's the song title. Right.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Yeah, yes. It's going to be a good part. You didn't panto together, you two, are you?
I think you should.
If we go to Brian Mosley and to Paul O'Grady, you're going to thrill to the flashing blades now as we run 3 swashbuckling sword fights. Watch very carefully.
By thunder, there goes our best cut and slash man.
Now, release your anger. Only your hatred can destroy me.
It hurts.
Ooh, some puzzled looks here.
Yeah.
The first film was Blackbeard the Pirate from 1952. For 1 point, who played Blackbeard, and which other pirates did he memorably play?
I can't remember, lad.
He played, well, it's Robert Newton, and he played...
You've never done that in the street.
Mary Poppins.
No, it doesn't towards everyone.
I thought that was your Julie Goodyear impersonation.
No, Long John Silver.
Next came The Empire Strikes Back. Luke Skywalker was parrying his lightsaber against Darth Vader. Who played Skywalker, and what was the Jedi motto Obi-Wan Kenobi passed on to him? Think who was in that movie? Harrison Ford was in that movie?
Alec Guinness.
Alec Guinness was in it?
Dave Clowes who's in the black hat thing.
Who played Luke Skywalker?
No.
It wasn't Harrison Ford, it wasn't Alec Guinness, it wasn't Carrie Fisher.
It wasn't. It was the other
It
fellow.
was a bonus point already.
Mark.
Hamill.
Mark Hamill, 1 point each. Mark Hamill, 1 point each there. Good. Finally, Sean Connery, you saw, was clashing with the evil Kurgan. For 1 point, what was the movie?
Oh, Highlander.
And for your second point, Connery is the mentor to a young Scotsman played, obviously, by a Frenchman. Who?
Maurice Chevalier.
We got it in Tarzan.
He was.
And Greystoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got the eye.
Good looking lad.
Bonus point?
Lambert.
Christopher Lambert.
Well, we knew.
Lambert,
Just giving
yeah.
you a head start.
If you want to learn how to swing a saber, The Empire Strikes Back and Highlander are coming out on video, but which of our teams here is a real-life swashbuckler? One of the people sitting in front of you? It's actually the Mayor of Weatherfield. There he is, Brian Mosley, in his fencing kit. So, I can't resist it, I can't resist it.
Oh, my God.
Choose your weapon.
Well, that looks easy, so I'll take that one if that's all right.
I was hoping you'd go for the plastic one.
Well, I will.
No, wait for
What
that.
do with this?
Okay,
What should I do?
show me some stuff then. You're supposed to be a fencer. Show me some stuff. Come on.
Oh, shall I get
I'll
over
take
here?
you
All
on.
right. Well, what you do is you get this... The problem with swords is that they're damn dangerous, you know. Sorry, dangerous. True. And if you have to catch one in midair and you catch it like this, it can be very dangerous, very messy. But there is a way of doing it. And what you do is you get a reliable stuntman. Have we got a... Oh, Mike, you do. Well, what you do is it's got to travel vertically. Not too hard.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. And you throw it to me, very, very slowly and easily. And you are insured. Right, ready? Hurry! Hop, ho, hi!
Douglas Fairbanks lives. And the scores at the end of that round. It's oh my God, it is a real one as well.
Give him 10 for that,
At the
mate.
end of that round, it's 4 points to Paul and Brian, and 2 points in front because they got some bonuses there. On 6, it's Bruce and Denise. We have a very special romantic triangles for you because it's Christmas time and we're feeling a little bit, you know, slushy here. So we've got romantic triangles going back over 60 years of lusting movie stars.
Right.
We start with Denise Welsh and Bruce Samazant. Two film stars for you. The first is Laurence Olivier at his romantic height as Heathcliff in the 30s, and one of the young stars of the 60s, James Fox. Can you name the British actress who had affairs with both of them?
That's nice.
Princess
Now,
Di?
Princess Di, how dare you? This lady married playwright Robert Bolt twice. And
Sarah Miles.
yes. Good, very good, well done. To Brian, to Paul. Laurence Olivier's mistress, Sarah Miles, is now joined by one of Laurence's wives, Vivian Lee. One man had affairs with both of them, and with Natalie Wood, and Brigitte Bardot, and Leslie Caron, and Liz Taylor, as well as Vanessa Redgrave and Jane Fonda.
Robert, wasn't he, really? Put himself around.
Doesn't say a lot for them either, does it? Not to mention Britt Eklund and Joan Collins. Let's not forget Goldie Hawn and Candice Bergen. And while we're about it, there was Julie Christie and Diane Keaton. And we'll call a halt with Barbara Streisand and Isabel Adjani. Who is the movie
What
star?
a nasty question.
Warren
Beatty. With all 16, you got it, didn't you? Ages ago.
Yeah.
Warren
No, I
Beatty.
didn't.
We throw it back over to Denise and to Bruce because Wicked Warren is now with us, joined by Val Kilmer. An actress has been romantically linked with them and with Eric Stoltz and Rupert Everett, as well as Ray Liotta and John Hurd. Who is that film star and singer? The one person.
Cher.
Cher is right. Yeah. It is. Now, are you following this? Because it gets ever deeper here. We go to Brian and Paul, and Cher now finds herself cheek by jowl with Heather Locklear and Mimi Rogers and Rebecca De Mornay.
Oh, Liam Neeson.
No. Bonus
He's a
point?
thunder.
Tom Cruise. She knows her stuff. Well done, Denise. At the end of that round, it's 6 points to Paul and to Brian, and 11 points. You're way up front now. Bruce and Denise.
Told you I never win.
There now follows a short intermission. Ice creams are on sale in all parts of the cinema.
If you want a cosy new fire like this, British Gas will put you in control with interest-free credit.
I'm going for the rigs. I want no cheating, no blowing, no nudging. What's the matter? Don't you trust me? You know I do.
Hey, Arthur, 2 Watney's brand.
I was in that commercial.
You nudged them blue then? I saw you. Yes, you did. There's a piece of potato crisp in the way there, look.
The background.
Ooh, 100 years of movies and still the films keep coming, and a few commercials as well. One for each of our stars now as we go to our solo round. Let's start with Denise, who was clicking her fingers there, doing the stuff, weren't you? Yeah. A British movie with music, comedy and megastars. It changed the pop film forever.
Has success changed your life?
Yes. I'd like to keep Britain tidy.
Are you a mod or a rocker?
No, I'm a mocker.
Have you any hobbies?
No, actually, we're just good friends.
Do you think these haircuts have come to stay?
Well, this one has, you know. Stuck on good and proper now.
Frightfully nice.
What would you call that hairstyle you're wearing?
Arthur.
Hard Day's Night, available on video. Denise, for your first point, you have a 1 in 4 chance. Which of the Beatles coined the term Hard Day's Night? Now, you've got a 1 in 4 chance here, haven't you? On this. Need some help? You're not looking towards him, are you, for help?
Yeah, okay. Ringo.
How did you get that?
We've got code.
Oh, yeah, like he shook his ring finger at her. That's good code, I like it. Good job the answer wasn't John.
That was quite funny for you, Mike.
How do you think John answered this question?
Tell me, how did you find America?
Something about Iceland or something. Turn left for Iceland? Was it turn right for Iceland?
Keep an eye out for Iceland?
Yes.
Turn left,
Turn left.
at
Greenland.
Greenland. Let's check.
Tell me, how did you find America?
Turn left to Greenland.
Yay! Still on the history of musicals, some memorable movies of the 50s starred this man and his teeth.
Oh,
Who's that?
Howard.
Howard Keel?
Howard Keel.
Okay, you're a bit of a fan of
Oh, I
Howard
love
Keel?
him. I've met him. I just am in love with him.
You've met him?
Yes.
What do you mean?
He's a great friend, actually. Howie, I call him.
A big fan of his stuff, like Seven Brides for Seven Brothers?
Yes.
At the end of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, they get married. The last line of the movie is spoken by the preacher.
Yes.
What does he say?
He says, I now pronounce you men and wives.
He does indeed, you're quite right. Pop movies in the 1970s, which is sort of, you know, more up to date for you now, because you were, what, in your early 30s in the 70s?
Yes.
They were dominated by John Travolta.
Oh, yeah.
What characters did John Travolta play in Saturday Night Fever and Grease? There he is.
In Greece, he was Danny Zuko, or
He was.
Zuko, according to Olivia.
Zuko.
Zuko. And Australian, yes.
Yeah.
Hello. And then in Saturday Night Fever, he played Tony Monero. Tony Monero.
Tony Monero in Saturday Night Fever. You got your points. Well done. We go to Brian Mosley,
Oh, right.
because it's nice to have some class on the show, frankly.
Absolutely, yeah. We need some points as well.
Yeah. Whenever critics are asked to vote for the greatest movies of all time, one title appears, and it's Orson Welles' Citizen Kane. Is it near the top of your list of favourite movies?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, here's a clip coming up. Kane's wife has left him, and he isn't at all pleased. A big close-up. For your next point, Brian, Rosebud is Kane's childhood sledge.
Yes.
What happens to it at the end of the film?
Oh, it gets burnt.
Burnt as rubbish, chucked into a
Burnt,
furnace?
yeah, thrown away in
Yeah.
an incinerator, yeah.
Orson Welles and another Citizen Kane actor later appeared in a British film that had this haunting music. Boyzone's greatest hit, that. The actor in the movie?
Oh, Joseph Cotton,
Yeah.
Cotton in The Third Man.
You're right.
Yeah.
Where in Vienna and at what time were Cotton and Wells supposed to have their last meeting?
Well, they met on the... Oh, no, no. The Mozart Cafe at 8 o'clock. Is that right?
You're absolutely right. It's good at rehearsing well, isn't it?
No, that's the voice.
Yeah, go on.
Probably the best lager in the world.
Did you ever sell it at your corner shop?
We weren't allowed to advertise.
And as this show is about history, we will take Brian back now through the That Show Business time machine 30 years to a movie called Rattle of a Simple Man.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Stratton.
Hello, Mrs. Winthrop.
Have you been nice on Percy?
Percy is around somewhere, love. George!
Yeah.
Percy Winthrop, it's Dewey George's lot.
Aye, double the back, love. Second coach on the right.
Oh, yes, sir.
Second coach on the right, love.
Thank you, love.
Those are the days we were a little trouble. Oh, the name's Samerson. Bruce Samerson now. It's his solo round. And you're coming up against, you like my Welsh accent?
Yeah.
You're coming up against 007 in GoldenEye as he chases through the streets of St. Petersburg. Damon Hill at last found a way past Michael Schumacher. Pierce Brosnan is the new James Bond, and this is one of his opponents. Famke Janssen as Xenia Onatopa. With which part of her body does she kill men?
Her thighs.
Brosnan is the fifth actor to play the very English James Bond. He was born in Ireland. 1 point for naming the Bond actor who came from your own native Australia.
George Laren. Oh, hang on. Lazenby. That's
George
it. Yeah.
Lazenby, yes. When the Americans saw how successful the early Bond films were, they tried to cash in by creating their own sexy secret agent. He was Matt Helm, and he appeared in 4 movies. Who played him?
Dean Martin.
Dean Martin is right. I didn't remember that one, but there he is. Fancy yourself as a bit of a crooner, do you?
Ooh.
Because to be Dino,
Is it real?
you need a bit of this.
Let me see. 12-year-old.
Let's hear one of Dean Martin's greatest hits.
Oh, okay.
This was first sang in The Caddy and then featured in Moonstruck, I believe. That's Amore.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. There you go.
Paul O'Grady, we come right up to date for you with a movie...
No, really hard one. Don't surprise me.
We need the point.
I'll get them, Brian, don't worry.
It's a movie that went to #1 in America. 2 cops are on the trail of a serial killer in 7.
Hello?
I admire you. I don't know how you found me, but imagine my surprise. I respect you law enforcement agents more every day.
Well, I appreciate that, John. I'll tell you...
No, you. Listen. I'll be readjusting my schedule in light of today's little setback. Sorry I had to hurt one of you, but I didn't have a choice. You will accept my apology, won't you? I feel like saying more, but I don't want to ruin the surprise.
First 2 points, Paul.
It was Brad Pitt and Morgan somebody.
I haven't asked the question yet.
Hello? Well, I'm psychic. Donna Stokes used to live next door to me.
It was Brad Pitt, yes. And who was the other one? Morgan?
Morgan.
Think Fluff.
Morgan Hoover. Morgan Dustbuster.
Not off.
Morgan. No, Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, yes. We didn't see the murderer, so let's...
what colour his socks are now. Go on.
Let's now recall some of the great villains in screen history, starting with this man played by Anthony Perkins in Psycho.
Norman Bates.
Yes, and what has Janet Leigh tried never to do in the 35 years since making the movie?
You should imagine have a shower, probably.
Exactly, like yeah, she won't take a shower.
Sounds like...
Let's go back to the father of screen nutters, James Cagney. In which films did he play Rocky Sullivan and Eddie Bartlett?
Rocky Sullivan's Angels with Dirty Faces.
Yep.
And Eddie Bartlett was the Roaring Twenties.
And how did he come to a bad end in the Roaring Twenties?
He was shot by Humphrey Bogart's henchmen, and he died on the steps of a church in Gladys George's arms.
He knows his stuff, doesn't he? Maximum points. Well, he can do it. Do it.
You're Jimmy Cagney and Gladys George. Who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
This is Eddie Bartlett. What's his business?
What's his business?
He used to be a big shot. Na 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 na
Never a dry eye in the place, isn't it?
na 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 na. And he said,
Gladys George. Oh, scores. Come on, do some scores. Shall we do some scores?
We've got 23 and you've got 26.
Brian and Paul, last round coming up for you. You have a minute. It's all questions about 100 years of the movies.
Right.
And you can still win the contest. So listen closely. 2 points per correct answer. 1 point if your teammate gets it for you. And we start with Brian from now. A minute. Who eats his own shoe in the 1925 movie The Gold Rush? Yes. Paul, which controversially violent Stanley Kubrick movie caused outrage on its release? In 1971, yes. Brian, in which Hitchcock movie does Robert Donat escape from the police by climbing up a railway bridge? Yes. Paul, who directed The Seventh Seal?
Oh, Ingmar Bergman.
Yeah. Brian, Dr. Zhivago was made by which British director?
David Lean.
Yes. Paul, music from Tubular Bells was used in which classic 70s opera movie? Yes. Brian, which 50s sci-fi B-movie director used to dress up in women's clothes?
Oh, wait, that fella in the Angora sweater.
Quick.
Frankenstein.
No,
Wait.
Ed Wood. Paul, Edward G. Robinson starred as a gangster hiding out as a monk in which movie?
Don't know, pass.
Brother Orchid. Brian, who starred as Private Eye Eddie Valiant opposite a cartoon rabbit in 1988?
Bob Hoskins.
It's good to talk. Paul, Harpo, Chico, Groucho, 3 of the Marx Brothers. Name one of the other 2.
Zeppo.
Zeppo, yes, you've got it. You need 13 points to win the contest.
I know.
And you can do it, you know. You can do it. We start with Denise. You have a minute from now. Steve Martin started his own film adaptation of which classic French play?
Cyrano de
Bergerac, yes. Bruce, in 1990, 7 Oscars went to Kevin Costner's first film as director. What was the title?
Dances with Wolves.
Yes. Denise, Noel Coward's play Still Life was made into which classic British movie?
Pass.
Brief Encounter. Bruce, in Apocalypse Now, Robert Duvall said he loved the smell of what in the morning?
Tequila.
No, napalm. Denise, in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, why does Sundance not want to jump off a cliff into a river?
Pass.
Because he can't swim.
Oh, right.
Bruce, which British comedian starred as the toy maker in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Dick Van Dyke.
No, it was Benny Hill. Denise, in The Heat of the Night, starred who as Virgil Tibbs? Sidney Poitier. Bruce, in Reservoir Dogs, which part of a policeman's anatomy is cut off?
An E.
Yes. Denise, who starred on film as Miss Marple in the 60s?
Joan Margaret Rutherford.
Yes, Margaret Rutherford. On that note, I'll give you the scores, shall I? Because they led all the way, but they lost at the end. 34 points.
Well,
to Denise and to Bruce. But congratulations to our winners tonight, who are Brian Mosley and Paul O'Grady on 38 points. Have a happy new year. And we'll be back with you with our new series next year. Bye-bye.
And that show business returns for a new series in March. Next tonight on BBC One, it's a question of sport.
All aboard the Showboat, courtesy of Cross Channel.